are live at the WFMY News 2 Holiday Blood Drive. And of course, we've been talking about sickle cell, but we also want to talk about just blood donations in general. And so what's going to happen is we're going to be joined by Wes Haynes from the Red Cross. And so you are going to be taking all the questions.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to be doing the whole thing, like where everybody can kind of text in and ask whatever question that they want.
I'm ready.
Which is good. Okay, so how do you get your question to Wes? You text us 336-379-5775. This is one of those things where the text comes right to us, and so we don't know who's asking the question. We just know a question's being asked, and we get to answer it here live as we go through. So we're here at the blood drive, almost the 60th year, 59 years. Woo! I know.
That's
really
incredible.
Cool. Who are you today, by the way?
I'm just a happy elf here trying to make this a fun time for everyone who comes to donate.
Gotcha. Okay. We were talking about how if people come in to donate, it takes about an hour from start to finish. And explain what happens.
So when you walk in the door, you're going to be greeted by our wonderful staff. They're going to check you in. If you don't have an appointment, that's totally okay. They'll ask a couple basic questions, make sure you're ready. Then they'll send you on the line for the health history. Once you get the health history, our staff will take your blood pressure, your pulse, kind of ask a few more questions, and just make sure that you're ready for the donation. Then we'll get you onto a bed. You're only on the bed for about 7 to 10 minutes. Then we're going to get you off the bed. We're going to ask you to sit down with us, have a couple cookies, have a drink, make sure you're feeling good, and then you can be on your way.
And so that's not only just for the holiday blood drive. That's kind of like how it works when you make an appointment or you walk into any Red Cross to give blood. That's kind of the same kind of MO of what's happening.
Absolutely. This is the same process we're going to do anytime you come, and it's always a good time to donate. It doesn't have to be here at the 59th anniversary of the WFMY blood drive, but every blood drive would be a good time to come on down.
And I know we try and educate folks on like what happens when you give a pint of blood, and we always hear it helps to save 3 lives. So kind of let's break that down.
So once you donate that blood, there's a couple things that may happen. It could stay as one whole blood that could be donated, but more than likely it'll be split into plasma, platelets, and red blood cells. And each one of those components could go saving another life.
Okay, and so when we talk about blood donation of what we need to bring with us for blood donation, it's basically just an ID.
The number one thing is an ID, absolutely. If you're a regular Red Cross donor and you got a Red Cross ID, or you have the Red Cross app on your phone, that will work for your ID as well.
Okay, and so when we're looking at what's happening here at Piedmont Hall, and again, you can come here till 7, I want Ryan to kind of go around as you explained. So we've got people in chairs here. They're actually the ones that are giving blood on this side.
Yep, on the beds right here, those are donors. This gentleman right here is being hooked up to our Power Red machine. Our Power Red machine allows just for red blood cells. So for our O donors, our B neg, and our A neg donors, that's actually going to be really helpful to get us 2 units of red blood cells, but you get all your plasma, all your platelets, and even a little saline back in you.
Okay, and then once they give the blood all the way to the left, there's a couple ladies at a table, and they're kind of like going through all the different blood donations.
Yep, what they're doing is they're checking all that blood in, they're making sure it's processed, it's in our system, so we know you donated, we know where the blood came from, and we know where it's going to go after this.
Okay, and then they put it in those coolers.
Yep, all of those boxes right there are full of ice, and that's going to keep the blood nice and safe while we transport it.
Okay, great. All right, we have a couple of questions that are here by text.
All right.
All right, so this person says, any advice for people who are scared of needles? And there's plenty of people who are scared of needles.
Yeah, that's actually very common. Most people are a little hesitant about needles. A couple things you can do is, one, know that you do everything right ahead of time. Drink plenty of water, have a good meal. But let us know if this is your first time and you're a little bit nervous. We'll coach you through it, we'll walk you through it, we'll take your time. And you don't have to look when the needle goes in. You can look away, and honestly, it'll be over before you know it.
And I want to just tell you that is key. I don't ever watch them when they do it.
Good call.
Right, and it's fine. Okay, this next question is, can diabetics donate? And if so, must my blood sugar be in the normal range?
So we're not going to test your blood sugar here. So that's usually not going to be a deferral reason. Sometimes if you're diabetic, you might have some other complications. So it's a good idea to call 1-800 Red Cross. Talk to one of our professionals and make sure you don't have any details that might make it so it's not a good idea. That would be my best advice for a diabetic.
Okay, and so someone asked the follow-up question that one blood donation can help 3 people. There's 3 different kinds of things that are in there. So like platelets help for something different.
Yep, so platelets, plasma, and red blood cells are the 3 different components. Platelets, the biggest thing about that is going to help your body clot. And so a lot of cancer patients, when they're going through the treatment, their body's not able to clot as well. So we have to give them an infusion of platelets to help their body clot and heal. That's one example. There's lots of reasons why we need platelet donations as well. Platelets, by the way, only have a shelf life of 5 days. So you think about it, your platelets are probably going to be in a recipient within 5 days of your donation. That's why you have to constantly have blood drives all the time to get those platelets in.
And because you're always thinking, weren't they just doing a blood donation? But when you put it that way, and it's only 5 days, that shelf life is very short.
Yeah, and really, that's the shortest one. The red blood cells, though, is only talking about a little over about a month and a half, so it's still not that long of a window. And one big crisis, one big emergency is going to deplete that pretty quickly.
Okay, all right, we're going to continue to take your text questions. The number should be at the bottom of your screen, 336-379-5775. We're going to be back from the Holiday Blood Drive.